First of all, just a few things before we go into the details of the kibbutz and what happened here. We will go to see some burnt houses and things like this. Please take photos only on the houses, inside houses, just the ones that I take you inside, okay? Because some families decided, or the remains of the family asked for don't bring people inside and take photos. They want to keep their privacy, and we respect it. So that's just the only rule. I'll tell you a little bit about our community. We are here in Kibbutz Be'eri, about 4 kilometers from Gaza, less than 3 miles. So with a car it would take 5 minutes or so, or less, to go to Gaza. We are in Kibbutz Be'eri. We were October 6th. We were 1,200 people, the biggest kibbutz in the region, the biggest community in the region, the strongest one. We have the printing factory just over here. We won't go inside, but we'll go next to it for you to see. We're doing good. We had a lot of people wanting to come to visit, to live in the kibbutz. We always had a shortage of housing for all the people who, like me, left after the army and during university or whatever and wanted to come back. Usually people come back before they start a family, and we always had a shortage of housing for people who wants to go back. We even stopped taking people from the outside because we didn't have enough houses, just people who lived here and who grew up here and wanted to come back. Yeah, we had really the most beautiful life here. You know, for example, our family we had 4 brothers and 1 sister. All of us lived here in the kibbutz. I would see my nephews every day almost. My parents live here. Everything in walking distance or bicycle ride distance. You know, had family dinners once or multiple times a week. You know, the friends I grew up with also live here. We had really the most beautiful life here, and it's all now obviously it's all changed on October 7th, but we can go and see. You will see with your own eyes and exactly what happened here. I'll just take you to a few houses that are examples. There are a lot of it. Just to give you the idea, we have out of 1,200 people, we have 94 people who are murdered, 35 who've been kidnapped to Gaza, 25 of them already came back, and 4 of them were murdered in Gaza. So we have 6 that are still there, 1 woman and 5 men. All the children already came back from Gaza in one piece, thank God. Yeah, so let's start the tour and we'll go to see a few houses. אני 38.
לא, הקיבוץ.
קיבוץ. 146, 77 שנה. כן.
ההורים שלך הגיעו לפה.
אבא שלי נולד פה. ההורים שלי, סבא וסבתא שלי הקימו את הקיבוץ. הם ניצולי שואה. הקימו את הקיבוץ. זהו, אבא שלי נולד פה. הוא גם כן חזר לפה, גם עזב וחזר בסביבות גיל 30, כשאחי הגדול נולד. כן, let's go this way.
That's the one bullet hole?
I think so, yeah.
That's the one. This is their printing press, which, by the way, prints all
No,
of
this is the bullet hole over
our
there.
gun cards, all of our Bituach Leumi cards, all of our Maccabi stuff. Their statements come from here, exactly. So you would think this is like ripe to shoot up. They shot one bullet at it. They're fixing it right now. This place did not get touched. It was closed on Saturday.
Yeah. We usually do invoice mail. This is our main business. We print all the invoices that you get from banks and credit cards and all of that. And also print cards. Like all the licenses and the credit cards and all of that. This is all coming from here.
Are all the workers from the kibbutz?
Most of them are the kibbutz, but we are also the biggest employee in the region. So all the people from the Ktivot, Sderot, the Moshavim and the kibbutzim around, they also come here to work. Just to give you the idea, on October 7th, it was Saturday, we opened the printing factory on Sunday, 1 week, 8 days after October 7th. Just to give you the idea, people were still mourning, sitting shivas and still had funerals. The CEO lost his mother, and right after the shiva, right after the funeral, I came here and opened like the gate to bring in the new the people coming back.
You're on October 7th?
No, I was at the bachelor party of a friend of mine. We were camping on the beach near Ashdod, and I tried to come back, and the army stopped me. Tried doing multiple directions, multiple routes to come back, but the army stopped me everywhere. And eventually, I was just supporting my family with messages and directing them what to do, and I'll tell a little bit more of the story of my family later.
Did you employ people from Gaza?
We were mostly in the agriculture business. They were picking the fruits. Now we are using volunteers to pick the fruit. Talia, for example, she's volunteering for a few days already, so she came back.
No, we finished at
Sorry?
1. It's like about 8 till 1. And then I have come.
No, this is the spray paint is a signal for the army that they check the place. Yeah, but there are a few different checks. They're like the ones who checked for bombs, the one who take out the zuka is like it's clear. The area is clear. מה קורה? No, most of the community is in the Dead Sea now. We're living in a hotel.
Who's running the factory? Who's running to check the house?
We have buses driving from the Dead Sea and from Tel Aviv, which is where most of the community is. 900 of the community is in the Dead Sea, around 100 in Tel Aviv, and there is buses.
It's okay to film from the outside.
Yeah, no problem.
Are these family homes, or do they feel like
Now we are changing the doors, you see, because the army broke it to enter inside. Sap, siluk psatzot.
What does that mean?
It means that the ones who checked for bombs,
They've been checked.
they've been checked. So it means it's clear. Let's go from here.
They were just passing houses, they're fixing them up?
Yeah, they are fixing them because the army had to break all the doors to
How many families
evacuate
How
it.
many families lived in Be'eri before?
Around 380 households in Be'eri alone.
Are these the oldest homes over here in the Moshav?
Yeah, this is like these are like the young people, the ones in the army or students. They live here. This one, for example, was my sister's. This one in the corner, my young sister. She had a terrorist right outside of her, right here. It's not usually on the tour. She had a terrorist. This is my sister's house, and my sister had a terrorist coming from this way. I'll show you later. All these houses were affected over there, and they were coming this way, and one friend from the security team was standing on this balcony, the white balcony over there, and killed the two terrorists that were over here.
Wow.
So she found, when she been evacuated, she saw two dead terrorists just on the doorstep. She had no idea that they are there.
How many hours was she in her house?
She was the one of the first to be evacuated. So I think she was evacuated around 6 p.m.
12 hours.
12 hours. Some of them, the last people who been evacuated were in, I think, Sunday night. And you know, some of them went without, most of us, when we hear any kind of alarm, we go to the safe room with no water, because we go there for 1 minute, 2 minutes. You go with no water, no charger, no food, no toilet, no nothing. By the way, all these houses where we have people, except for this one over there where the guy with the balcony was in the balcony, the guy from the security team, all these houses, all the people over here, up there, they were all murdered. They just came from over there and climbed each one of this house and killed them. You can also even see a little bit of the blood on the stairway. On the stairs, the third stair, there is still some blood of the guy. This is a guy, an elderly guy, that is his daughter and his grandson were here, and he came to protect them. He sat here with the gun, and they just came and shot him. But he protected them because they moved on. They didn't touch his daughter and his grandson.
They came in from the main entrance of the kibbutz?
Some of them came from the main entrance, and some of them broke the fence. We will see it over there with bulldozers that they brought from Gaza. So they broke the fence in Gaza and then just continued straight with the bulldozer and broke the fence over here.
Do you think they knew where they were going?
Yeah, for sure.
Specific people's houses?
I don't know if specific people's houses, but they knew about people. For example, we have one general who lives here, Aluf in the military, and they didn't know where his house is, but they knew his name because they came to his cousin. They saw the sign outside of and they really insisted on this house. We will go to this house later. We will see what happened here, what happened there. But yeah, they knew, for example, that Yossi Bachar, and they saw Bachar, or the name outside of the house. They were more insisted on this house in particular than in other houses.
Yardi.
Yeah.
Sounds like at a certain point, everyone knew what was going on, and they were basically defending themselves. How long did it take for the community to understand what was happening, and for the grandfather to stand there, and protect his family?
That was early in the morning. I think around 6:30, just before 6:30, there was starting to be a lot of alarms for rockets, a lot of rockets everywhere, alarm. And we are used to alarms over here. We usually don't pay too much attention about it. You go to the safe room, we stay there for 2 to 5 minutes, tops, and you go out. This was non-stop. People stayed in their shelters for half an hour, 40 minutes, more than half an hour, 40 minutes before the first shoot was ever occurred. So they use it as a distraction to enter the kibbutz. Everybody were in the shelter. Nobody saw them outside. They entered the kibbutz. They were taking the western neighborhoods, climbing on the roofs of these neighborhoods before they even shot the first shot. So when people realized around 7, just maybe few minutes past 7, there was already 200 terrorists or more in the kibbutz itself, in the kibbutz alone. So the army estimated that there was between 400 and 500 terrorists on October 7 in Be'eri.
How do they all
In-
ride here? Did they get like motorbikes? That's how they.
They came with cars, motorbikes. They stole cars from it. They even walked just like 2.5 miles. So they walked. They came. Old people, children. Everybody came. Everybody anticipated it.
People recognize any of them?
Right. Had anyone worked
No.
here before?
We don't know. So most of the workers we had were working in the fields. They never entered the kibbutz. We had some that were walking here, but I don't know. People were staying in their safe rooms, so they didn't recognize the terrorists.
Was this something that people knew could happen? Like
No.
on people's minds when they were in the safe rooms for longer than usual, that there could be people in the Yishuv, or has it happened and it's not something that's like.
No, we usually, when they talk about terrorists entering the kibbutz, they are talking about 2, 3, 5 terrorists coming the kibbutz, and usually the first responders, the Kitat Konenut, the security team of the kibbutz, our job, I was also in the security team, our job is to isolate the terrorists in a specific area, and according to what the army and the government already said, 15 minutes to 30 minutes, the army will arrive. You just have to isolate the terrorists in one place, and the army will arrive and take care of it. Yeah, of course that's
People on the kibbutz have weapons or no?
no. We had. I'll tell the story of the security team later. Let's continue to see some houses. We explain the story of the civilians and the families who lived here, and then we will talk about the security team.
Looks like most of the homes are a mamad. Are they also, most of these are a mamad? Or?
Yeah, they all have mamad. So
It looks like they're sort of all over. Is it
Yeah,
every
the
room
mama-
or?
the mamad have no, not every room is a mamad. Every house has one mamad. So there used to be a lot of cars parking here. You see, they burned the cars. Yeah, you can still see it's beautiful, even though
It is.
you will see. Yeah,
Do you still love it here? Does this change at all, like your
No.
feeling at all?
no, I just love it more now.
You love it more.
Yeah, but you know, everything for me it's kind of therapeutic to be here and to go and take you guys around and to be here and explain about, because I don't want, I have friends who never been here since October 7th.
Right.
And for me, it's like when you fall off the horse, you have to go back on the horse. So for me, the memories, and when I see this house, for example, that I will tell you the story of it, and I see all the memories are mixed between my childhood, and so I have more complex. I don't see it only as a traumatized place, like a place of trauma, but it's also my home that I grew up with in.
You'll tell me if there's an area I shouldn't be filming.
No, you can film him, it's okay. Okay, so this is actually the first house that they came. They broke the fence over there, and they also entered from this gate. They broke this gate, entered from here. What they usually did, they would come to houses, trying to open the shelter and kidnap the family or whoever was there and take them from Gaza. They broke this gate. They could just drive to Gaza. This road that you see here with all the cars, this is the main road to Gaza now for the soldiers, for the army. This was also their main road. This was, if you would turn right, just where you waited for me outside, this is the road going straight to Gaza. So they just came here with the cars and with the pickup trucks, with the machine guns, and with ATVs, and with motorcycles, and by foot, with bicycles, everything. So this was the first house that they came to. What they did, they entered inside. They tried, what they would do, they would try to take the family, kidnap them. At first they would kidnap, later they had enough people kidnapped, so they just started to kill everybody. But sometimes, for example, in this family, they had they kidnapped more people that they could fit in the car, so they just killed one of them outside of the car and dropped them. So this is the Gat family. Here, Carmel, Yarden, Alon, and Geffen, his daughter. Alon and Carmel is a good friend of mine, and his sister, and his wife, and their daughter, 3-year-old, were kidnapped from here. And his mother, the grandmother of Geffen, was murdered here because she couldn't fit in the car. And his father was in the bathroom, and they didn't find him there, and he saved. Just a few, they loaded them here in the car. They drove to Gaza. A few hundred meters, like 200 meters before Gaza, the terrorists saw a tank, so they pulled over on the side, tried to hide. And this is where Alon, Yarden, and Geffen were jumping off the car, started to run towards the bushes to hide, or towards a military base that later on they found that it was abandoned because it was taken over by the terrorists. And at some point, Yarden, the woman, was holding Geffen, the daughter, in her arm when they were running. At some point, she gave Geffen to Alon, my friend, because he ran faster, and he kept on running, and she stopped, trying to hide under a tree. She said, if they're going to take someone, I prefer them to take me than my daughter. And Alon kept running. He was hiding in the bushes for 8 hours with his daughter until it was nighttime, until it was dark. And then he came back to Be'eri. He found soldiers. He drove, put his daughter with her grandparents, Yarden's parents, in Givatayim, and drove back here to look for Yarden. He went back to the same place. You couldn't find any blood or any body, so he understood that she's been kidnapped. And actually, around 2 weeks ago, she came back. And Carmel is still there, his sister.
It was on 60 Minutes on Sunday.
Ah, yeah? Well. Okay, so we can have a look in the house. This is a house that they didn't burn.
Still see the sukkah.
Yeah, you can still see there is a sukkah here. It's crazy. They came with bulldozers to force people out, and they destroyed the houses to force them out of the safe rooms. In some houses, that's what they did here. You can go inside. Look, look, bullet in there. This is Ernest Hemingway. This belonged to Carmel, the one who is kidnapped.
Where's the safe room?
Hmm?
Where was the safe room? Right here.
Yeah, over here. So this is a size of the safe room here. Imagine the ones who had to stay here for 24 hours or more with their children, or sometimes a lot of people. Hello? כן? לא, שיצא עם מה שיש לו. שיחכה לליאור. עד 2. בסדר, שיחכה לו רגע. בסדר, הוא יסיים ב2, הוא לא יסיים לפני, זה עוד 10 דקות. אין מה, לא, אי אפשר לחכות. אסור, ירון לא מסכים. חכה, הוא 10 דקות יוצא. יאללה, ביי.
זה הכניסה הראשית של הבית?
כן, זאת הכניסה הראשית. Okay, guys, let's continue. היי, מה קורה?
שלום. אני מול הבית של אשל וכנרת, ופגשתי... לא, אשל לא פה. אנשים אחרים.
ירדן.
ירדן לוקח אנשים לסיור. חמוד. קיבלת את הכותרת חמוד.
תמסרי דש. טוב, בואו, guys, let's continue to see another house. We'll just use the houses that were close to us as an example, but each house is she's taking things from her parents' house that were murdered. She takes some things over. And she said, I found the oranges on my parents' tree. So she's taking them to the Dead Sea. Yeah. It really depends on in Gaza. But no, then we know in. But we want to come back. We will come back. Once people will feel secure. You know, the test is the families. You know, the old people and the young people can come even now. And are coming already.
Oh, really?
But the test is the families. If people will feel safe enough to grow their children here, that's a winning for us in Gaza.
They have to have a school. You need more.
Yeah, you need מסגרות, you need a routine. Yeah. Okay, let's go here. Just another example of a house. Call everybody. Just before you enter, I want to. Okay. So, everybody is here? No, not yet. Be careful. Okay, let's gather here. I'll tell you a little bit about this house. So, you saw a house where they kidnapped people. What they did when they couldn't open the shelter door, or sometimes they didn't have enough people. Sometimes the children would come and burn the houses. So if they couldn't open the shelter door, they would just burn the house down to smoke the family out of the safe room, to force them to open the window and shoot them, or force them to jump out and then kidnap them from the safe room. And that's what happened in most cases here.
How did they start the fires?
They use tires. They use all over. Sometimes they would come with the gasoline. They came even with the gasoline from Gaza. Sometimes the children would hold like a little tank of gasoline and put the fire inside. I had multiple people telling me that they had children doing it in their house.
How old are the children?
You know, they were just hearing them, but they said from 6-year-old and yeah.
What was people's
And also old people who came to steal, or also help with putting the fire down. Or this is the civilians, yeah. What was your question? So they use So they use in many cases they use tires. They took tires from, like spare tires from cars that were parked here. They broke it. They took the spare tire. Then they would put it outside of the shelter, put gasoline on it, and turn it, put it on fire, or put it on the stove and turn the stove on. Like, yeah, so that's what happened here. This is actually an old man who had a Filipinese caretaker. They were murdered here. Yeah, sick. He was sick. And you can see here, look at the fridge. This is a house that were burned, not too bad, but still. Look at the bicycle, like a fitness bike. And the chandeliers. Where is Yossi? He's outside. Look, I want to show you something. You know, when the daughter of this man who died here, she called me to bring some stuff she called me to come here and to see if I can find some stuff. And her what she cared the most was old photos. And she directed me to where the old photos are. And these are all their albums. So nothing left. We could only find few photos on the fridge. There were magnets, but that's not old photos. This is new photos. Yeah. What did you ask? Sorry?
I was curious, like, I don't know what you felt before October 7th, but how has this changed? Like, did it change your approach to the Palestinians living in Gaza since then?
You know, in Be'eri and in most kibbutzes, people were leaning towards the left side of. There were many peace activists here in Be'eri. Me personally, I was already like 10 years ago. I was more towards the right, but like I grew up, you know, protesting for peace, and you know, in Oslo days and these days, people in Be'eri and all over the kibbutzim were leaning towards the left side, and there were a lot of them were peace activists and. Driving people from areas checkpoint to hospitals in Israel, and unfortunately a lot of it's crazy that the people who were the most activists are now all dead. None of them actually survived. All the people who were peace activists in Be'eri. So yeah. Me personally, I was more like already, as I said, like more 10 years ago. I was more, I wasn't anymore in the left, but this is just me. I'm not an example. Most of the people here were, were voting for left parties.
Vivian lived around here, right?
Who? Vivian, she lived in this neighborhood, yeah. 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 Okay. Be careful.
Of all the houses, how many of them were destroyed to this degree?
Around between 25 to 30% of the houses in Be'eri were fully destroyed.
This family, everyone was killed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was only an old man and his Philippines caretaker, and they were killed here. Yeah.
The
careful.
Filipino caretaker was
Also
Was-
murdered. Yeah.
survived?
She was murdered as well. Look, I see it now. This is the kind. Yeah. This is cigarettes from Gaza. Look, I had workers from Gaza come to pick avocados for me, and this is the type of cigarettes they would smoke. The first time I see it. Crazy. This is cigarettes from Gaza that the terrorists brought along with them. I recognize these ones because we had workers from Gaza coming with these exact cigarettes.
When the workers would work here, were they friendly or?
Yeah, you know, I was walking with them in the fields. They were, yeah, we had good relations. We had the same ones working for 3 years. I kind of knew them already, you know. They weren't like permanent workers for me. I always called them when I needed to pick the fruits. So, you know, maybe 50 days a year or something like this, they would work for me. But yeah, I already knew them. We had, you know, in the field, we had coffee together. We had, sometimes they brought some food from Gaza. They invited me to, if they had some kind of cake that their wife would make or whatever. Yeah.
So what happened 10 years ago that
I was, this was actually 2015, so 8 years ago. We had an election. I'll tell you why everybody is coming. But there was an election in Israel in 2015, and I was like very anti the right. I was going to all the protests, and you know, for me, and this is, I'm not talking in behalf of anyone but myself. Yeah? Like for me, if I would look at the news in Israel, in the media, for me it was like, how can a smart, intelligent human being, and it was all my sources were from the media, the mainstream media, and for me it was like, how can a intelligent human being can vote for the right, and then the right won in 2015. And everybody was like, and I said, I have to understand it, because I don't take it that like everybody's stupid or everybody is like brainwashed or something like this. Maybe I'm the brainwashed. So this is just my story. Yeah? So I started to read, like to read and try to understand what the people on the right thinks. And after I did it for a year or two, I got convinced. Like I thought it's more connected to reality, and not. It's more like based on what the reality is, and not how we want reality to become. That was my journey anyway.
I just have
So-
a question. So we're all from Efrat,
Yeah.
most of us. So we have Palestinian workers.
Artie's going to be visiting us soon. Don't worry.
Yeah.
No, we have Palestinian workers before October 7th.
Yeah.
What would be your message to all of us who always have workers in our house before October 7th? I don't know what's going to be, but just
Yeah, you just have to remember that most people in Gaza and in Judea and Samaria are they didn't condemn Hamas. There was a poll few weeks ago that 75% of them thinks what Hamas did was good. So I think a lot of them will be trying to copy what Hamas did. And you know, these Hamas terrorists will be their heroes for many generations to come. And we have to remember that and be prepared. We can only rely on ourselves, not as also here in Be'eri, we relied on like a very sophisticated fence and you know electronics and you know anti-tunnel. No, we just have to destroy any threat that comes from Gaza, as we are doing constantly on Judea and Samaria. And we need to do more over there as well, but nothing like it used to be in Gaza, that there is a like a terror organization that wants you dead, and they have and they're getting stronger and stronger, and you're just protecting yourself, just protecting and building more. You know, 10 years ago they built our safe rooms, and then they build a better fence, and then they build the Iron Dome, and then they build this. Instead of, you know, take down the threat, they just we were more like we defended ourselves more instead of. We should do both, but this is just closing your eyes and just put more money on defense and defense and defense instead of eliminate the threat. But that's only my.
As someone who's worked with your hands like most of your life, and you know what it means to do hard work, but you also understand that people need workers, they need labor. Like, you know, I don't think that any of us have all the answers, but do you have any thoughts on that? Or?
I think there are at least 1 billion people from the third world who would love to come to Israel, and as we have with Thai workers, we can have people from other parts of the world. The Palestinians can go to Egypt or Jordan to work there. They have borders over there as well. Huh?
They have to feel defeated first for that.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people from Thailand, for example, we had workers from Thailand, and people from a lot of poor countries would love to come here. They have a very good life after they spend few years here. And yeah, I think this is the answer.
Is that being discussed amongst the kibbutz members now?
Not really, not that I know of, because I'm not in the Dead Sea so much. I don't know. Yeah, you know, each one keeps his own political belief, but we need, for example, now I don't have workers at all. I had workers in the field. I had around 15 guys from Thailand working for me, and when I needed the extra help for picking and such, we used the Palestinian workers to pick the fruits. Now we use volunteers for everything. So the people from Thailand may come back, but we'll need to. The government will. People won't volunteer forever, of course, and the government will have to figure out if they want agriculture to happen in Israel. They have to figure out the ways. I won't take workers from Gaza, even if the government will tell me, but will ask me, will allow me. But I think, yeah, they will bring probably people from India or more from Thailand. I think there are a lot of people who would wish to come here and work here in Africa and wherever.
It's heavenly here. It's Gan Eden. I mean,
yeah, the people in Thailand, the Thai people who work for me, they earn exactly 10 times each month, exactly 10 times what they would earn in Thailand, and this is just the minimum wage in Israel. So. They survived, but they all flew to Thailand, went back to Thailand. Okay, let's go to another house, and then we can see we'll talk about the security team. You see that I take you to some other houses that you didn't see.
I see you're getting. Hey, Tishba, are you an Iron Man?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
No? לא עשית Iron Man?
Iron Man, no, אבל עשיתי אולטרה מרתון, מריצה.
Wow. Marathon is how long?
Is 50 miles. I did.
50 miles?
Yeah.
50 miles you ran it?
Yeah. One heights. So this was
I was
Eyes like this.
me. That's like
No.
that's incredible.
I hate. It's not. I would like to do Ironman, but I don't like
Swimming.
here
Uh-oh.
with all the
You don't have.
Uh,
It's dangerous.
you road. Most of the trucks now it's different, but most of the road
Yeah.
is trucks going to Gaza,
Right.
to Kerem Shalom. And bed paid by the how fast, by the speed, so they drive like crazy. I don't want to, and we don't have lanes here.
On the road in America, when
Yeah.
I made Aliyah, I traded for a mountain bike because
Yeah.
same reason. I won't be on the streets here.
No,
too
it's
dangerous.
crazy. Yeah,
And the roads here are not wide like in America, so you
Yeah,
have
exactly.
a shoulder like this.
yeah, it's shoulder, and sometimes there's no,
Sometimes nothing, no guard.
no gardener. You have to. Let's go this way. We'll show you some houses.
Gary, how old are you?
I'm 38. You're all from Efrat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost all. Some
Yeah.
people from
And you also came from New York,
from Boston.
from Boston? Yeah. Yeah, thanks for coming and seeing it. Like,
Thanks around. Mamash.
it's not.
Do you appreciate
You know,
people
it's-
coming?
Yeah, of course. I thought, if you would ask me, I thought that 2 months after, more than 2 months, people won't care anymore. They will like move on to the next thing.
I think we were afraid to come at first.
Yeah, of course, everyone was.
That it was okay.
Yeah. Yeah, at the first, now what you see now is clean. Like here there was burnt cars. You can still see that there were burnt cars, and there were like shells of ammunition everywhere, and guns. You know, the first time I came here, there was still like bodies of terrorists everywhere. Hold on. And yeah, now it's clean, and there was blood in many places.
Do you have your own moitza, or
Yeah,
do you
sorry.
have your own moitza,
Uh,
or the
we have a regional mocha, but also the kibbutz have like a board, for example.
and did they survive? Most of them.
The people from the board, yeah, most of them survived.
In terms of
No,
the-
not.
Who makes the decisions about the cleanup and the rebuilding?
Yeah, the one who died been replaced by other ones, but yeah, we have discussions every few days in the Dead Sea, and people who are not in the Dead Sea are in the Zoom. In this house, for example, just to give you an idea about how bad the burnt were, they burned the houses. It took more than a month to identify the man who died here in this house. They came with the archaeologists, came with the, how will you say, the sifters, like you use for gold, and to find the littlest piece of bone that they can take a DNA from and recognize that he actually died. Because at first, a lot of the people, we didn't know if they are dead or kidnapped. It's not like Hamas gave a list of people who were kidnapped. So a lot of the people who thought that we thought are kidnapped eventually were found to be dead, and sometimes it took more than a month to recognize the bodies. Okay, let's go more here, this one, and then we go to to talk about the security team. Her husband is kidnapped. She came with 4 hostages.
Were you here that day?
The army stopped me. I tried several routes. The army stopped my house, so I called a neighbor of mine, and he took my gun, and later he joined the security team. And no. He okay, yeah. He was like Yossi Bachar is the general who lived here. He is my neighbor. Yeah, that's the one they were looking for, and he was actually he retired general. No, he.
How do people know to lock their safe rooms?
The what?
People lock their safe rooms?
No, it's impossible to lock the safe rooms. That's what the crazy thing, because this safe rooms is meant for rockets. It's not for terrorists. Only very paranoid people lock there, and there were just a few of them. And actually, one of them is my niece, דודה שלי, my auntie. Sorry, my aunt. She had a lock in her safe room, and if you want, I'll talk very fast.
Did you used to tease her about that?
No, I was also like I had a gun. I'm always willing to be prepared, you know.
You have your own house?
Yes. Where is Yossi?
Oh my goodness, thank you.
What was in the parasha? It was that Ishmael will be a wife. He will have all the people. We got all the people.
You know, when we made Aliyah, we met people from the Merkaz. They said, "Where do you live?" You know, they said, Aliyah. I said, "Yeah, where do you live?" In Efrat. They said, "Oh, well, when are you going to move to Israel?"
Yeah, I think.
I hope that feeling is gone.
Yeah, I hope that they understand now that you are protecting them by being there.
Did you tell the story of what happened to your parents that day?
Yeah, I can talk briefly about it. Okay, everybody's here. So this is the Bachar family, Avida, Dana, Carmel, and Adar, who are here. This is a family of four children. Only one of them was backpacking in India, the oldest one. The second one was in the army in Hebron. And the two youngest children were here. In October 7, the terrorists came, entered inside. Avida is my boss. He's the manager of all the agriculture. I'm manager of the orchard, and he's the manager of all the farming industry. And in October 7, the terrorists came to his house. This is Bachar. This is the ones I told you. They have the sign here. They already took off the sign. But they thought this is the general. They came here and they tried to open the door. Avida was a big guy, and he also had a 15-year-old son. They were holding the shelter door, and they told him. They told him open the door. They said it in Arabic. He said, "I'm not opening the door." They took a step back. The terrorists shot AK-47 through the doors. Avida got shot, multiple shots on his leg. His Carmel, the son, was getting 2 shots in the arm. His arm fell off. He started to bleed. But it twisted the door in some way that they couldn't open it anymore, the terrorists. So they started to burn the house down. They burned the house, and they were waiting outside. Look, they even put like a bomb on top of they tried to break the safe room. They put a bomb on the safe room, trying to break it. And they burned the house down. And they burned the house down, and they tried to smoke them out, and they even put a bomb on the window. The window is like a very thick metal, so it didn't penetrate it. And they continue on in putting more stuff on the fire to smoke the family out. When the family couldn't breathe anymore, they opened the window like this to breathe, and they put the gun inside, the barrel, the barrel inside, shot, killed the mother almost instantly, and threw 3 grenades, actually 4 grenades, only 3 of them exploded into this little safe room. They were lucky because all the grenades fell on a couch, on a sofa, and they were lying under the sofa, so the couch took most of the sofa took most of the damage, and it all went up, and they were just under, so they just got a few. It didn't kill them, but they got a lot of resisim. How you say? Shrapnels. And it continued on for hours. You know, this was like 9 or 10 a.m. when it happened, when it started. And this family stayed in the safe room for 15 hours until the army arrived at 11 p.m.
With their injuries?
They were all injured. The mother died. The son died of losing blood. The father, in some point, he also passed out. He lost conscious, and only the 13-year-old girl was conscious. She was also wounded, but she was the only one conscious. She took all 4 of their phones. One she called her brother, the oldest brother in the army. One she called their friend who is in special forces in the army. One she called people from the kibbutz. Sorry. She called people from the kibbutz, and one she texted like the WhatsApp group of the neighborhood. And yeah, you can go inside. I'll show you, and later on I'll show you something more about this family. You can have a look inside. This is the safe room over here. You can have a look. This is already, what you see here is after Zaka cleaned, and they took out the blood, and everything is clean. You can have a look in the safe room over there. The safe room is over there.
Beautiful. Was this like a renovated home?
No, it's a new house. It's not a renovated. מה קורה? שנייה, בסדר, אני שולח מישהו לתת לך תעודה, אני פשוט פה באמצע משהו. מישהו מגיע. ביי. Sorry, you have to go back. מה קורה? לא, רציתי... אתה יודע מי? אורי אולי, אורי. טוב, אני אדבר איתו. יאללה, ביי. מה קורה? אתה בקיבוץ?
אני לא. אתה בקיבוץ?
לא. לא, אני חייב... אתה יודע מי בקיבוץ בעיקר? אני חייב מישהו שייתן תעודת משלוח לאיזה נהג. לא, הוא לא בקיבוץ.
וואלה, אין לי מושג, ירדי. אני לא... מה זה אין לי מושג? רגע, יש לך את אמיר, יש לך את סולימן, יש את ליגל, יש את אמיר, יש את אישה.
אני אדבר עם אייל אולי.
עם אייל, אדם, כן?
טוב, אוקיי.
תגיד, כמה אנשים אתה צריך מחר? אתה רגיל?
כן. סבבה, טוב, נדבר, אני באמצע משהו. ביי. אייל, אתה בקיבוץ? טוב. לא, רציתי שתקפוץ רגע לצלם לי את המשקל. לא, לא. זהו. נסתדר, כן.
What happened to the general? He was captured. He's still in Gaza.
No, he actually, because I was in the security team of the kibbutz, I gave him my gun. He didn't have a gun. He gave him my rifle, and he went and joined. He killed like 15 or 20.
He survived.
He survived, yeah. He's now in Be'er Sheva, in the Pikud.
This is his brother's house.
This is his cousin.
His cousin.
And one of the questions he said Lo Zocha.
Lo Zuka. It means that they haven't cleared it yet. That was like months ago, yeah. Now it's all clear.
So where does the general live?
He lives just over there.
Found him or they didn't?
No, he was with a gun. I don't know if they tried to get. I don't think they. He was with my gun and he killed like 15 or 20 terrorists.
The general who they were looking for,
Yeah.
he gave him his gun.
Took all the
Yeah.
stuff from the
Killed like
house. Like, were they
15
looting?
people.
Were they taking things?
Some of them were looting. I don't think in this neighborhood they were looting.
Is that why there's like why is there so much clothing on the floor? What's all
Because
that?
the army later looked for bombs and stuff like this, so they took everything out.
But this neighborhood they didn't loot. That's interesting. Some neighborhoods they did and some they didn't. That's
No,
weird.
they did, but just was early in the morning.
Mhm.
Some of them came here and they just looting, and some of they came later on to loot and
Is this his family?
yeah. No, this is just the children, the girl with her friends. So I can hear you. Come next to me. You will hear if you want to hear the recordings. Sorry, the recordings of the girl sending to her brother who was in Hebron. I'll translate. Sorry.
אנחנו אוהבים אתכם, אבא וכרמל פצועים, בבקשה תקראו לעזרה כמה שיותר מהר, בבקשה אנחנו אוהבים אתכם.
We love you. Father and Carmel are injured. Please call help as fast as you can.
בואו בבקשה, תעזרו לנו.
Can please help us.
תבואו. וכרמל גם. כרמל ביד, אבא בכל הגוף מכוער, בבקשה.
Carmel in the hand.
כרמל גם אבא.
Carmel in the hand have holes in his hand. Father all over his body.
בבטן.
Carmel also in the belly.
בבקשה שיבואו.
Sorry.
בבקשה תתקשרו למי שצריך.
Please call anybody you need.
בבקשה תתקשרו למי שצריך, תחזרו לו 200 פעם, בבקשה שיבואו.
Please come.
לא יודעת, אני לא יודעת אם הם יצאו.
I don't think I don't know if they will ever make it.
אין
No help. They are shooting at us. You hear that they are trying to open the window on the background. They are shooting at us. We love you. We are almost dead here. Call help, please. Now. We are dying here. I have 5 holes in my leg. They threw a lot of grenades on us. I only know that I'm alive and don't know if anyone else is alive. I hear the shooting in the background. Please get help. We love you. Carmel, stay with us. Don't close your eyes. Mother, please stay with us. Don't close your eyes. Help us. We are wounded all over our body. Mother, you are helping me. She was holding her arm very tight in her last breath. The father have holes. I have holes all over my body. Mother is dying. My father also have holes all over his body. Help us, please. I'm in the best condition. Mother and Carmel in worse condition. They came back again. They are burning us. We can't breathe. Please come. They are burning us. We love you. We love you so much. Bye. That's it. And the mother and Carmel died from losing blood. They've been staying here in the shelter for 15 hours. The army arrived only in 11 p.m. The father was also unconscious. The army wanted to leave the father as well, and the girl was saying to them, "No, he's alive. Take him as well." Now he lost his leg. Adar is. They are both in the hospital in rehabilitation. Every week or so they sneak away together from the hospital because they can't stay there for too long with their machines on them, and they come to help not to help but to thank the volunteers in the fields and to see how the fields are doing and how we are doing in the kibbutz. And Adar was also helping with cooking in the dining room a few days ago. Very, very inspiring family, very optimistic. And yeah, they will be okay. Of course, Dana and Carmel died. Yeah.
Artie, if it's okay, we're going to do a Carmel Rachamim.
Yeah. So I have to. ללכת למשרד, לקחת תעודת משלוח מהמשרד שלנו. ואז תלכי למשקל, יש שם משאית, ותתקשר אליי משם, אני אגיד לך מה לרשום לו. אין בעיה. בסדר. טוב. ביי. תודה.
אתה קורא את סבא שלך, שרד את אושוויץ? איפה הוא היה?
כן, הוא היה בגרמניה הוא היה.
בגרמניה. בטרנסנסטנט בטח לקחו
כן.
אותו. בא לארץ ישראל. מקים בארץ ישראל מחלה. והנכדים והנינים שלו.
כן, הוא גם איבד את הבן הבכור שלו ביום כיפור. הוא עכשיו את
הדוד שלך.
הנכד הבכור שלו.
הדוד שלך
שלי,
נהרג ביום כיפור.
כן.
ועכשיו הנכד הבכור, שזה אחיך.
אחי הגדול, כן. כן. Okay, let's continue this way.
Which way? This way?
This way.
You don't even hear the noises anymore, do you?
No.
It's like background noise.
Yeah. White noise.
Is it 24/7?
Yeah.
All day, all night?
Yeah, it depends. It comes and goes. But yeah, it can go all through the night as well. I slept here last night. Actually, this week, today I'm going after here. I'm going to the Dead Sea. But just to see my family. But yeah, I stay here many nights.
Does everyone want to come back here?
I think it really depends on what will happen in Gaza afterwards. I think, but I believe that 90% or more will come back eventually, if the government will give us security over there. I believe that 95% or I heard very few who said that they will not come back, no matter what. Most of the people want to come back. But yeah, our grandparents started at kibbutz. They came here, there was nothing, there was no tree. You could only look at the distance, you could see like 2 miles.
Yeah.
If you would look, you would see the single tree in 2 miles.
No.
There was nothing in this area, only dust. And
What year is this? What year was it founded?
1946.
Uh-huh.
What goes into being Mizucha a house versus Lozocha? Like for
Now everything is mezukah. For Zaka,
yeah.
it means that they cleaned the blood and took out all the bodies.
So something was Lozocha meant that there were still stuff in there, there remains in there.
Yeah, might be blood or they came in. Let's go this way.
Those folks over there were residents?
Yeah, they are moving things. They are taking things out. There is a Irgun Achim LaNeshek. They are helping them with unload, with moving the stuff. If they want to move it, if they rent a house, some left the Dead Sea and rent a house somewhere or something like this.
When you have volunteers help you in the farms, do they come for just like a few hours, a few days?
Who? The
Volunteers. You said you have a lot of volunteers coming.
Ah, yeah, they come for a few hours. Right now we don't have the option for to stay overnight here. Most of them come for. Some of them are like they come day after day. It depends. Some of them take a day off work once a week, and they already doing it for 2 months. Some come for a few days. Some even came especially from the States or from France.
Is this construction before October 7th?
Talia was here. She came especially from the States. No, this was construction before. Talia, who are with us today, she came especially from the States to volunteer.
I see some sukkot are still standing.
Yeah. This is from Simchat Torah. Everything is stuck.
Is there like a datim or?
No, some are more traditional than others, but not really. We have synagogue, but not. There are few datim, but not so many. It's just this way. Oh, never mind. Yeah, yeah. They came to visit their parents, so.
People that left too.
No, people who left and came back here. From where?
I'm from Teaneck, New Jersey.
Teaneck, yeah. So you're not from Efrat?
No, I'm just, I was volunteering for the week actually.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine staying here. This was actually when my grandparents was alive. This was their house. Imagine all the grandchildren here playing soccer and coming for a Shabbat dinner.
It's so beautiful here.
Yeah, coming. I used to live like I don't know, 200 meters or less from here. So when we would, even when we were little children, we just wake up and go straight alone to my grandparents. It's yeah, the most beautiful life. See, now they are cleaning. מה קורה, יוסי? בסדר. There's actually houses that now they are they change the doors and they clean these.
Okay, what percentage of the houses do you say were destroyed?
It's between 25 to 30% are fully destroyed. They need to rebuild. Another 30% can be restored, and another around 30% didn't damage at all.
What percentage of your
Let's go this way.
of your kibbutz is
output is up and running now?
What do you mean up and running?
How much are you able to?
The printing factory works in full capacity now.
From the agriculture.
The agriculture works in full capacity just because of volunteers.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know, the people driving every day from the Dead Sea. Not driving. We have a bus taking people from the Dead Sea to the kibbutz every day. Most of the people are coming back to the Dead Sea, but some maybe 20 or 30 people
Is there a push to
came
come
back.
and
Some, yes.
leave the Dead Sea and come back here?
Sorry?
Is there a push to leave the Dead Sea and come back here?
Some people came back here.
You're allowed to?
Yeah, you're allowed to. I sleep here most of the day.
The army allows it.
Hmm?
The army allows it. The army's not.
Yeah, the army allows it. We don't really. At first, he didn't really wanted us, but we checked that there is no law that the army are not allowing us. It needs to be a government decision too.
Shetach tzvai or
No, it was a Shetach Tzvai, but we are civilians. We're not under Shetach Tzvai. It's like I don't know, people from Efrat. It's not like the Aluf Pikud Merkaz can take them out. It needs to be a government decision.
What's the relationship between your kibbutz and the other kibbutzim around here before October 7th?
In other kibbutzes?